What's up? We're about to get tiny again up in this bitch. And big. We're going to blow up the kid as well. Hey, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jeff Saturday, the world's number one Halloween ends and don't worry, darling fan. All right. The D Train.
Bullet Train.
Jeff Saturday. This is Logan. And Bullet Train. Good point. Let's bring him in. Logan B. I wish the B stood for Bullet Train. Adair.
It stands for blew up the kid.
Yeah, bitch. Stands for bitch.
We were talking about Jeff Saturday. I don't want to. If anyone knows who Jeff Saturday is, he was
It's
the center
my
for the
new-
Colts. Now he's
Listen,
the coach.
I'm changing my name to Jeff Saturday. That is my name from now on the podcast.
Okay, all right. My name's Logan. This is
Jeff Saturday
We're here
over
to talk
here.
about Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, and Honey. What's the other one called?
Honey, we shrunk ourselves.
Honey, we
and I'll
Shrunk
tell you,
Ourselves.
I got news for you. I also watched one episode. I couldn't get through two of Honey, We Shrunk the Kids, the TV show.
I asked you before. I said you do the show, and you said, "Yeah, I got this on lock." That's what you said. to me.
I do have this on lock because I'll tell you what I did instead. I found a bootleg of somebody filming in Disney World the Honey, We Shrunk the Audience thing, and I watched that.
I bet that bootleg was really little, right?
Well, the bootleg, they shouldn't have been filming, right? Disney World, they even say at the beginning of the video, like, no filming. And I'm like, this guy's filming.
Wow.
And yeah. And
You like that part in the Florida Project where they film inside Disney World?
Yeah, I like it. It's a
Yeah.
real fuck you to
And
Disney.
then afterward, you find out they weren't supposed to do that. They did that secretive. You're like, oh shit, they broke the rules.
It's like that movie Escape from Disney. You ever see that? I don't know what
No.
it's actually called, but there was some horror movie, I want to say, where like these indie filmmakers just like filmed the whole movie on the sly at Disneyland.
Wow. No,
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Anyway, I've heard the movie's not very good, but kudos to those guys for like doing something weird.
Yeah.
All right. Today, let's start with Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Yes.
All right. You'll recall that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, a classic film by Joe Johnston, was released in the summer of 1989 and was a big hit. Now it's 1992. Magical 3-year window.
Yeah.
Let's nail this thing. All right. So they take a look at the board. Let's make a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids script. What the fuck do we do? So they did a Die Hard, Logan. They looked at scripts they had in development.
I like
could
to say
be-
they did a Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain. That's what I like to say.
All right. That's good. They chose a script that could be turned into a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids film.
Oh, like a Saw 2.
Like a Saw 2. It's exactly like a Saw 2, yes.
Okay.
So they found a script by this fellow named Gary Goodrow called Big Baby.
Yeah.
About a baby that gets really big. And they literally, like, they didn't even write over it that much. They just like made the script, but the Zelinskis were and that's why the oldest daughter like isn't in the movie.
Well, it wouldn't make
Because-
that much sense.
But that script they found didn't have an oldest daughter in it. So they just didn't include that character.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I wasn't fine with it. Why are you so fine with it? She was the MVP of the first movie, and she's sidelined in this to one
It made
scene.
sense. She's going off to college. That made sense to me. That's fine.
It makes sense, but I don't want it. She's the most interesting member of the family. Keep her in the movie.
Yeah, I was completely fine with it, though. I didn't even expect her to be in it at all.
Well, I had seen this in theaters, Logan.
Yeah.
My mom took me, and my sister, I believe. We all went to see Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. We were excited about it. I remember the trailers for the movie. They all had the shot of him giant walking down the Las Vegas Strip.
Mm-hmm.
And how can I deny that? That seems great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my whole family decamped to the theater and check this out. It came out July 17th, 1992. So it's like a week before my birthday. I remember my birthday that year, we went to see Buffy the Vampire Slayer because my sister threatened me. And then so we must have seen this the week before. What a summer.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. All right. So
When did you watch Reservoir Dogs?
like years later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So they made Big Baby into Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. I hate the title because it sounds like they're exploding the kid.
Yep.
I said that last week, but it deserves to be said again. All right. They also eventually had to pay a guy $300,000. Some rando sues Disney, Logan, and they're like, I wrote this movie. I have this script. And so he had babysat for his nephew or something and was playing blocks with his nephew. And the kid knocked over all the blocks. And he was like, that's funny. A giant baby. And so he wrote a script called Now That's a Baby.
Okay.
All right. Great title, by the way. They should have called it that. And Now That's a Baby apparently was similar enough to this movie that they awarded this guy $300,000.
Did they actually do it on purpose?
I don't know. I think they did. I think it might have been like a big fat liar scenario.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. The producers of this movie ended up blue.
Yeah. Really? I don't think so.
All right. The movie came out in the summer on a budget of $32 million. Very high budget. But it was a hit, man. It made $96 million. And here's the thing you won't know from watching this movie, because you watched this movie probably like yesterday or the day before, right?
I don't remember. Saturday? I think Saturday.
Right. And while you're watching it, you're thinking, wow, this is a piece of shit. And then you finish the movie and you're like, well, that was such a waste of time. I fucking hated my life. But what you don't know is that when this movie came out, it got really good reviews.
Really?
Yeah, the reviews were...
Then why'd they wait for so long?
What do you mean?
For the next one, and it was released straight to video, right?
They tried to get it going. There was... I'll get into it. There's development issues with that movie. But the reviews loved it. All right? I remember this. It was positively reviewed. And I'll tell you what, that memory is buoyed by the fact that it was nominated for many Saturn Awards.
What did Siskel and Raj? Did they like it?
That's a good question. I gotta say, in my memory, I think Raj loved this movie.
Really?
Yeah. I want to say he gave it at least 3 stars.
He only did 4 out of 4, right?
Yeah. I'm going to look up right now. Ebert's review. Oh, I got news for you. I misremembered this.
Yeah?
I misremembered this big time. Ebert fucking hated this movie.
Oh, no. What did he hate the most? Did he say, Carrie Russell, she's going nowhere. This nobody that they got. What a waste of time.
Oh, my God. Let's see. The movement in this story can be described as baby gets big, baby stands around, people react, baby gets little again. There's no attempt at satire or irony. The special effects, on the other hand, are terrific, as they were in the first movie.
Yeah, all right.
Too bad the movie relies on special effects to carry the show. It doesn't bring much else to the party. All right, so Ebert wasn't into it, bro, but I'm telling you, this got positive reviews.
Yeah, and you liked it too?
I want to say Siskel liked it. Definitely both of them didn't hate it.
Yeah, definitely?
Yeah.
You'd bet your life on it?
I would bet my life on that.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I did like it at the time. Like, when I saw this movie in theaters, I walked out of it thinking, love Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and that is what I call a satisfying sequel.
Where did you rank them at the time?
Probably preferred, always preferred Shrunk, yeah. And you know what? When We Shrunk Ourselves came out, I thought about it, and I was like, I'm glad they shrunk again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why was that?
You know, I missed that in this one.
They do at the end, right? The little kids shrink.
Yeah, that's a cute little moment.
Yeah, you thought so?
I did.
Okay.
What's your beef? All right.
I didn't have any. What'd your family think? Were they like, great choice, Daniel? You really knocked it out of the
I didn't
park
make this choice. We all wanted to see this movie, and we all enjoyed it.
Okay. Yeah, it was a great family film, that first one.
Yeah. All right, so you know who directed this movie?
Yeah, the Grease guy.
Yeah, dude, you and I have covered. They took a look at the table. They saw Joe Johnston was doing other shit by this point, and they were like, who do we get to direct it? Now, what does everyone remember about the original Honey, I Shrunk the Kids above all else? And the answer, of course, say it with me, the animated opening credits.
Oh, you mean me? Say it with
Yeah. I mean, that's what you were going to say, right?
Yes.
The animated opening credits.
Yeah, I was going to bring this up too.
And so Randall Kleiser is a known
Not
believer.
This is actually a great point, yeah.
He did the opening credits of Grease, animated, an incredible opening, and here we have it again. Blew up the kid.
Yeah, and then the next one, they don't have it at all.
That signature Kleiser. All right. All right. Saturn Awards. Can I tell you about that?
Yes, please.
I also want to say that the script was credited to Gary Goodrow, Tom Eberhardt, and Peter Elbling. The only one of those names that means anything to me is Tom Eberhardt, because he goes on to direct the movie Captain Ron.
Yeah,
about Kurt Russell drinking on a boat.
I mean, I didn't see the movie, but should I watch that? I've heard good things about that.
It's a frustrating movie, and I'll tell you why. Because Captain Ron is the most likable character in the world, and he's just constantly getting shit on it in the whole movie. He can't buy a win. No, it's just like rich people giving him shit.
Oh, okay. What is he on a boat?
Yeah, he's like captaining a boat for like some rich
I think
people.
like birds kept pooping on him the whole movie.
Why would I would never you think too literally, Logan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do.
All right. Saturn Awards.
So Saturn is between Uranus and Neptune. Saturn Awards, sci-fi best of films.
This movie was nominated at the Saturn Awards for Best Science Fiction Film. That's their #1 award.
What, you said they were not nominated?
It was nominated.
Why is that bad?
It's just weird. This movie.
Why is that weird? This is a great film.
All right.
You said so yourself.
I know. All right. It lost to Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country.
Oh, that must be a good one. That's an odd
great
numbered one.
Even numbered one.
That's what I meant. I'm just dumb as hell.
All right. The Baby was nominated for Best Younger Actor. Did you think The Baby was good?
Yeah, I did, actually.
Okay.
Love the Baby.
And he lost.
I thought he was very cute with Rick Moranis. I thought they were very cute together.
I felt like a lot of the movie was just like kids say the darndest things. Like they put Rick Moranis in a scene with this baby, and like whatever happened.
Yeah, he was just going with the flow. Like he just kept playing along. He was.
There was a weird moment where like I'm pretty sure in the script Rick Moranis was supposed to ask the kid if he wants to hear Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and then they sing it together. Mm-hmm. But the kid, he said, do you want to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? And the kid said, no, ABC song.
Yeah, and Rick Moranis goes through it real quickly.
He fucking went through it, yeah. And then he went back to the script.
Great moment.
Yeah.
He's very great in this movie.
Yeah, he's great.
Should we sing a song now?
Yeah.
Which song should we sing?
ABC.
How about Twinkle Twinkle?
ABC.
ABC?
Yeah. Twinkle, twinkle. ABCs.
Let's sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
ABCs.
ABCs?
Yeah.
Okay, first ABCs. Now Twinkle Twinkle, okay?
So the winner of Best Young Artist, of course, was Scott Weinger, the voice of Aladdin, who you'll remember as...
yeah.
That's right, as Ted. DJ's boy... Wait, isn't that his name?
No, Ted. Come on.
DJ's boyfriend from Full House.
Yeah, what's his name? His name's not Ted.
It's not Ted?
No, it's not Ted.
Isn't this who like she ends up with?
I'm not gonna spoil a Fuller House. What's that guy's name? Click up Full House.
All right. Steve. Yeah, how come we couldn't come up with that?
Yeah, gosh.
It's fucking ridiculous. All right. You think he ever boned that girl who plays Kimmy Gibbler?
Sure.
Like just once, like at a cast party?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Marsha Strassman is the actress who plays Rick Moranis' wife in these films, at least the first two. And she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress this year at the Saturn Awards.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, she has a lot to do. She like gives that big speech at the end.
That doesn't
like,
mean she's good and deserves a nomination, though.
Yeah, I actually thought she was kind of bad. But she loses to...
Sad she died, though.
What?
You told me she died, right?
The actress?
Didn't you say she died of breast cancer or something?
Oh, I guess I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Right.
She was our LVP last week. We kind of felt bad about it.
Bad news again. All right. So Strassman lost to Isabella Rossellini for Death Becomes Her, which I think they're remaking now for no reason. And Randall Kleiser, Logan, was nominated for Best Director.
Yeah, deservedly so.
Yeah. And he lost to none other than Francis Ford Coppola for Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That's bullshit.
All right. This movie, huge hit, made $96 million, came in at number 22 at the American box office, right behind Ron Howard's Far and Away, starring Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
Wait, and ahead of between that and what?
Oh, I just said that one. The one on the other side was House Sitter with Goldie Hawn and Steve Martin.
Okay.
All right.
Was she with Kurt at the time?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Captain. He was filming Captain Ron. She was filming House Sitter.
What do you say
probably
we
at
do
the
those
same
Christmas
time.
Chronicles for Christmas?
Where Kurt Russell's Santa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
All right. I think there's 2 of those. That'll be a week. Gremlins will be a week.
I want to do Best Man this year.
How many are those?
I want to say 2 movies, and then there's like a TV version.
Okay.
Yeah. The Best Man Holiday. That's why I wanted to do
What
it.
about Bad Santa? Did y'all do those?
No, that's a good one too, man.
All right. There's 4 franchises.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments which one of those you want to hear, if any.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. I want to start right off the bat with the opening creds.
Yeah.
Great animated creds, obviously. But what I want to bring up is that the little baby gets an and introducing credit.
I didn't notice that.
That seems crazy to me. I long ago came up with an idea.
They
for
knew what they had.
Yeah, I guess. Long ago, I came up with an idea for a podcast called And Introducing. And in every episode, you'd watch a movie with an and introducing credit and then talk about where that person's career went. Okay?
Let's just do that.
Yeah, it's a great idea, right? So, like, I always said the first episode I ever wanted to do was Lily Sobieski and A Soldier's Daughter Never Cries. And then just do a deep dive on Lily Sobieski. Just because I oddly remember that she was and introduced in that stupid movie. But, yeah, I feel like it would be a short episode, the and introducing episode about this baby.
I've got something about the character, the baby character.
Why? Because he grows up in the way he grows up in the next one?
No, that's not it.
Oh, I have something to say about that.
His name's Adam, right?
Sure.
And we know that to be a baller. And a baller on Big Brother, his name was Adam Jasinski. And this guy is Adam Zelinsky.
Oh my God. I should have
Pretty
stopped you
fascinating stuff.
like so many sentences ago. But all right, I guess you got your A baller reference out.
I just thought it was interesting. They have
name-
pretty similar names.
I named my fantasy basketball team after him.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, so let's catch up with our teens. Daughter's going to college. She has no interest in being a part of this family anymore. Great. All right, now the son, who was like a nerdy kid in the first one, he's still got those exact same nerdy Rick Moranis glasses, but now he's into music.
Yeah, he wants to be cool.
He wants to go to baseball camp. Wait, is that the next one or this one?
I think that's the next one.
That's the next one, yeah. No, in this one, he's into the guitar.
Yeah,
He plays the guitar, and in the very first scene, he's got a big Steve Vai poster above his bed, so you know he's become a real pretentious little shit about the guitar.
Yeah, he should have had a Slash poster.
Yeah, you know, someone who could actually write songs instead of just noodle.
Wow, you really hate that guy.
Steve Vai sucks, dude. When I was in high school, like guitar nerds, because I was friends with like a lot of musicians, they would all try to like turn me on to like Steve Vai or Joe Satriani, like dudes who can like really fucking shred. But like none of them have ever played in a good band or a good song ever.
Wow, how does Henry feel about
I think he
whoever
doesn't
you
like
said?
him either. I think Henry's got my back on this.
Okay, let us
Yeah.
know, Henry. We know you're listening
Well, he's not listening,
to
but
our
Jason
Honey, I
Anthony,
Blew Up the Kid episode.
but Jason Anthony Harris might be. Let me know how you feel about that. What I just said about that.
Yeah, please.
All right. So that's him. He's playing the guitar. We've got a new baby, which I think is a bad idea
Yeah,
for the Zelinskys.
I just
Tell me if you agree with this.
No,
They're having marital problems in that first movie. All right.
they're also pretty old.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're sending a kid off to college. I don't believe you should be having a baby when you're sending a kid off to college.
Is that normal? Do you think a lot of people do that? Like they send their kid off to college, they start getting like sad, they want to do it all over again.
I do think they get that empty nest syndrome.
Yeah,
man.
that's what it's called.
And they want to fill up the house again with laughter and love. But you're just filling a void, man. Once your kids go to college, figure your own shit out.
Yeah.
Parent can't be your only mode of being. Especially these fuckers. They're bad parents.
I don't think so.
So I think it's a little messed up. Like after all their marital woes in that first movie, trying to like keep the marriage alive by fucking and having this Adam kid.
Well, you said it was an accident, right?
How do we know it was an accident?
I don't know. We said last time like they were just like they were back on track. They were just doing it so much it accidentally happened.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. After they were back on track at the end of the first movie. That's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should have had a swingers party with those neighbors.
Which neighbor? Oh, the neighbors from the first movie.
Yeah.
Maybe they did.
Oh, yeah. We're not in the same town in this movie. That's another weird thing.
I didn't even think about that.
It's
Just like Toy Story, they left the
Yeah,
they
it's
left
like
their
Toy Story
cruddy
or,
neighbors.
Death Wish, where we move every sequel.
Wow, I didn't know
So,
that.
so I don't remember where they are in the first movie, but like it's a very self-contained story. We're just in like a suburb, and
I would guess Ohio.
yeah, that would probably be a good guess. And so then they move away. We never mentioned the next door neighbors in this movie, even though like the daughter like made out with one of them.
Right, that's right. You think they're going to the same college? They've planned their whole college around each other?
Nah, come on, they're done.
Yeah.
Russ, she's way too good for Russ. And what about the other kid?
The brother?
Yeah,
He's probably succeeding.
I guess. What about that kid who mows the lawn, though? I don't think he's doing well.
No, we learned. He's not doing too well.
Yeah. So we're in Los Angeles now, and Wayne Zielinski has been hired by like a big tech firm, right? To like work on his shit in their lab. He's got a big old lab now, and try and work on that shrink ray so we can mass produce it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're like trying to expand stuff, right? But it's not working.
Oh yeah, I think that's right. They're trying to like use the shrinking technology to like reverse engineer a
Exactly.
growth device.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Meanwhile, Nick is at home and they got a babysitter.
Yeah, they do.
It's mostly for Adam, but Nick's around too, which has to be pretty embarrassing for him. Now, this babysitter, Logan, I don't know who it was, but it was just about the most effervescent human being I've ever laid my eyes on.
Did you know about this?
What, that she was in this movie?
I mean, I think you told me about it last week, but like I didn't know about this.
I didn't remember. Look, it's Kerry Russell from Felicity Gang, and from The Americans, and from Mission Impossible 3.
And this is the first thing she ever did.
This is her first movie before they started putting her in really pervy teen movies.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
There's a lot of movies in the 90s where Kerry Russell's like this sex pot. If you ever want to see her give Matthew Lillard a blowjob, I've got a movie for you.
Wow.
All right.
Was that Summer Catch? Is it one of those?
No, Dead Man's Curve.
Okay.
All right. So she's the babysitter. And I mean, what do you have to say about her? All I have to say is that I love her with every fiber of my being.
I know you do. I don't have that much to say. I mean, I like her. I feel like she's not as like she hasn't been in that much, to be honest.
Well, she's found herself on long-running TV shows.
Like what? Besides Felicity?
The Americans ran for 6 years and is one
right.
of the best TV shows.
Who's that
ever
guy? Wasn't there like
created.
a guy on that show? People were like, "Oh, this guy is gonna be huge."
I don't think anyone thought he was going to be huge. Matthew Rhys. They're married now. Kerry Russell and Matthew Rhys.
Oh, does that hurt your feelings?
Absolutely not. I wish Kerry Russell all the happiness in the world. When I saw her get hassled by a teen at a Pizza Hut in New York City once, I felt very bad for her.
What do you mean hassled?
You know, I was in a Pizza Hut. It was a Pizza Hut / Taco Bell. All right.
Yeah.
And Kerry Russell comes in. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here?
She was like, I like from the Pizza Hut menu this, and then
Yeah.
from the Taco Bell menu, I would like a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Right. So she goes up and it's like she's getting nothing, right? And I'm like, nobody's recognizing her. And I'm like, this is great. So I was waiting. I was like, when she gets outside, I'm just going to go outside and be like, hey, I just want you to know Felicity meant a lot to me.
What's her Felicity character? You call her by that name?
Her name's Felicity.
Oh, she's Felicity.
Yeah.
You say, hey, Felicity.
Felicity Porter.
Oh.
And I've got news for you. The woman who plays the new Rick Moranis' wife in the next movie plays Felicity's mom on Felicity.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, I swear to God.
That's insane.
It's wild shit.
I kind of like her, to be honest.
Yeah, she's great.
I thought she was pretty funny. Is she funny on that show? Is that show funny?
Yeah, it's one of those shows that's like a bummer, but also has comedy. All the best shows are dramas that have comedy in them. That's all the best shows.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So they're kind of doing an Adventureland love romance between them. It's even like the summer, and he's working at an amusement park.
Yeah, you're right. The
Yeah.
way back.
Oh yeah, I guess that's another one. Have you seen Adventureland?
Yeah, I saw that because of you.
Oh, okay. Because of me?
Yeah,
Oh, good for
like
me.
Kelly Clarkson, right?
Kelly Clarkson.
Because of you. Is that a song?
Oh yeah, because of you. Yeah, it's a good one. Behind these hazel eyes. All right. So, give me the plot.
He gets really big, and he has a little bunny, and the bunny gets really big also.
Big Bunny.
Big Bunny.
It's pretty dumb. Like they go to Zelensky's lab. I don't even remember why they sneak into the lab, and the lab brings us to my MVP of the movie, Smitty, the security guy downstairs at the lab.
Really?
Yeah,
All right. Is it 2 scenes? I don't really remember.
love him, love him. You know what? When Zelensky went past him and he called his boss and was like, "Listen, man, this guy it seemed fishy to me." I was like, "Smitty, you know what you're doing, buddy. Good security guard."
Why do they go to the lab? I don't really remember either.
Yeah, I don't.
Is he just like trying to prove himself to those guys?
He might have come up with some. I think it was one of those things like an Independence Day where it's like you're gonna catch a cold. Wait, cold virus, computer virus. I think it was
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay.
So they run to the lab, and they're trying out the big, blow up ray, and they're just gonna work on the bunny, right?
Yeah, but then the kid's like, my bunny, and he goes against the bunny, and then he gets big.
But like,
also.
why is
But it doesn't happen instantly.
no one's watching the kid during this?
Yeah, it's insane.
They're in.
They do lots of stupid stuff. Like in the next movie where they shrink whatever they're trying to shrink, that tiki thing.
Yeah.
And they're like in front of it and they hear it going on and they're like, oh, nothing's gonna go wrong.
Yeah.
After it goes wrong every single time, he just like still is like, oh no, that's not crazy.
I've got news for you. The Zelenskys would be long dead.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, the parents would have been mourning. Their kids, their neighbors would have to sue them because they shrunk their fucking kids. This in real life, this story would be a mess.
Yeah, you're right. But this isn't real life. This is a movie.
Yeah, so we're loving it. All right, so the baby, he gets hit with the ray, but he doesn't blow up right away. But then he's starting to in the car, right?
And he
they're
gets like big. You're like, why'd you get so heavy?
I love when you can see the baby big, but you can't see his face, and you know that it's just like a dude. Like, you know what I mean?
No, say that again.
Sometimes, like you see the baby like from behind when he's when he's big, but you can't see his face, so you know that it's just like some stunt guy, like an adult man, just like being the baby. Yeah, that happens a bunch. So I mean, what happens? They take the kid home. He's blowing up at an extensive
That's
rate.
all that happens. He's
The
big.
electricity is what makes him big. So then he goes to Vegas. That makes him even bigger. And he runs through the wall and leaves a baby-shaped imprint,
Yeah, I like
a
that.
hole
Yeah,
on
that
the
was
side of the
pretty cute.
house.
Yeah, that's what happens. He just like runs around in Vegas, and then they catch him.
Yeah,
And they're like, "Good job." But they do. That's what happens. he grabs them, and he's like running around with his brother and the babysitter. And then when they shrink him to normal size, it also shrinks the normal sized people to little tiny size.
right. Yeah, they're in his pocket, and he's not making the most of this situation.
What do you mean?
Get down in that pocket, make something happen.
Oh, you mean the other brother?
With Kerry Russell.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think she's that into him.
Are you crazy?
You bought it?
I mean, that's what the movie's building to.
That didn't work.
I'm not saying they have chemistry. They don't, but like they want us to want them to kiss the whole movie.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, I just wish the best for Carrie and all her characters.
Characters. I liked the little kid in the last movie. I didn't like him in this movie.
Maybe you remember I didn't like him in the last movie. I wonder if I'm remembering him being a brat in this movie.
That's what I thought. I
It might
thought
have
watching this
affected
movie,
me.
I was like, I wonder if this affected Dan's watching
It's
of
very
the first
possible.
one. Yeah.
All right. I found the Las Vegas part really boring, which is a bummer because you're kind of waiting the whole movie for the Las Vegas part. Because that was like the thing in the trailers. Like that's how they sold the movie. It's a giant kid in Las Vegas, and I don't know. Like they try all these different things. Like I hated the thing with like Rick Moranis on the loudspeaker, and like he fucks up at the last minute by saying "nap." By the way, they keep calling "nap" the N word in this movie.
Right? Yes.
What
yeah,
the fuck?
Yeah, that was crazy too. Yeah, but then that comes back. I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And then it's like the mom really.
And he
just
plays the
wanted to save
guitar,
day.
right? He breaks off the guitar off the Hard Rock building and he starts playing the guitar.
Yeah, that's stupid. I hate any time they do that. Like if there's like a giant in Los Angeles and they take that giant donut and try to eat it. I feel like I've seen that before.
Yeah, you hate that one.
Yeah. Because that's not a
You're
real
giant.
donut. That's not
Come
a
on.
real donut. That's not a real guitar. And they would know that.
This is a baby.
Yeah, you're right. This is a baby. So I'll give this one the
When did the
benefit
other
of the doubt.
things happen? Like King Kong? What does he know?
I don't know.
Come on.
Just, you're not going to get any taste from that donut.
Yeah, and they spit it out after. They taste it, they realize it's fake, and then they move on.
I guess. It's just a beat in these movies that I don't care for.
Okay.
All right, next. Whatever, the movie ends.
Yeah. There's that one evil guy. He's not like evil, but he's like
He's the head of Zelensky's lab, and we're supposed to not like that guy. He wants to use Zelensky's weapon, his shit for like weaponry and stuff. It's one of those kind
I
of
don't know.
situations. Yeah, but it's really not
Probably
a
the
very
LVP.
interesting character. Maybe. How about they brought in Lloyd Bridges though as that guy's boss? Like cuz Zelensky's main boss is like an asshole, but then he meets the head of the entire company and it's Lloyd Bridges, and Lloyd Bridges thinks Zelensky's like a genius and wants to just do whatever he wants.
Yeah, right.
Did
And that's
you
Jeff Bridges dead?
That's fucking Jeff Bridges and Bo Bridges' dad.
Right.
So that was very exciting. He was doing a lot of comedy around this time. I think
Yeah.
he was sort of like fashioning himself to be like another Leslie Nielsen, and it never really panned out.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. What do you give this movie?
Well, it's a good question. I kind of feel like a 1. And
one.
if I was going to go 2, I would have to justify in my brain what I like about it. And I don't really know what I like about it. So I think I'm going to go 1.
Listen, there's things I like about 2 stars. The family dynamic is still nice. The Zelenskys have nice chemistry. I think
The mom's bad, the son's bad. Not
The
the baby.
mom's not-
Baby's good.
the mom's a little dull. She's not bad. And Rick Moranis and the special effects are good. And,
Oh, you're right. I'll give it 2 for that. That's actually a good point.
all right.
It was
You
fun
don't have
watching it
to.
for that. No, I will for that. That's actually a good point. They
Yeah.
do succeed in that. Yeah.
All right, who's your MVP? To me,
Rick
the
Moranis.
only choices here are Rick Moranis, Kerry
The
Russell,
baby.
and Smitty.
Oh yeah, Smitty. I'll go Moranis.
All right, I'll go Smitty.
Okay. all
By the
right,
way, I looked up
Smitty.
the actor. I like to say the actor of any time I give an MVP. Kenneth Tobey played Smitty. Okay,
Okay.
a fine actor. He was in the original Thing from the 50s.
Wow.
Died of natural causes in 2002.
Okay. It's very upsetting.
I mean, not natural causes. That's how you want to go, right?
Was it like never mind.
You want to just die like peacefully in your sleep, right? And cease to exist.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah. And get buried. I'm going to donate all my organs to science.
Really?
Study me. Yes.
So then you're not gonna get buried. Or are you gonna get buried?
They can like bury like one piece of me that's left.
What? Your
Yeah.
dick?
I want like Walter. So I want like a tombstone, right? But I don't care about my body.
Right.
Yeah. Donate that to science.
Okay.
Cut me the fuck up. Study my liver. How am I alive after all that drinking? All right. Who's your LVP?
I'll go the lab dude Hendrickson.
Nah, I mean he's fine. He's like
Anytime he's on screen, didn't want to watch the movie anymore.
Whoa, harsh words.
It's just that plot, that whole plot of like science. They want to use the thing for bad. I don't even know if it's for bad. I don't even know what they're doing.
I'm gonna give it to the baby.
Oh, the baby's good.
Fuck this baby.
He's cute. He like repeats all the words they say.
Oh
He, like,
my
plays
god,
with
I
Rick
was
Moranis.
so glad there wasn't a baby in the third one. Like when that movie started and it became clear that
kid's
the
probably
baby is
worse.
now like 10 years old. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I didn't want to look at a baby.
You know what that kid was sort of giving? He was sort of like giving life during wartime. That kid.
You know what?
vibes.
Don't give that kid shit because he played Alfalfa in the
Yeah,
Little
he did.
Rascals movie. All right, and that's
Yeah.
a great movie.
Yeah, I
And
don't remember
Alfalfa's
that.
frankly the standout character.
Yeah, he's what everybody knows. And
Yeah.
that little dog, right?
He
There's a
wants to
little dog.
fuck Darla. Remember that? That beautiful
No.
romance.
I don't.
Yeah, the dog. I guess that's cute too. The
Yeah.
He-Man Woman Haters Club, right? Isn't that the name of their club?
No idea.
That's sort of like the government now.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Let's talk about Honey. Oh, well, I'll tell you about the Disney thing because Randall Kleiser directed it. So I'm pretty sure they did
Oh,
it
the
like
audience one?
yeah. I'm pretty sure they did this concurrently with Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Okay.
So it's Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. This was at Epcot Center in Disney World. And then it was at Disneyland for a while. They got rid of it in 2010. I think they replaced it with some Avatar bullshit or something. But when I went, I've only been to Disney one time in my life. Disney World, the Florida one. And I was like 11 years old. And my dad took me, and I was excited for this attraction.
Only your dad?
Only my dad, yeah.
Just you, not your sister?
Just me. Yeah, my parents were split up at this point. I think my sister was in college, and so just my dad, yeah.
Okay.
And so I was excited for this attraction as a noted Honey, I Shrunk the Kids fan. And I was
What year
not
are we talking? Is the second one out?
Yeah, second one's out by now. I'm like, it's probably like 1997.
Third one might be out. You said you're 11.
Probably like right around the time that came out. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was great. Like I forgot it's 3D. So you're in there with your goggles and you have to wear safety goggles as well. All right. And you're in an audience and Rick Moranis comes out and he's like flying this big thing and like it's one of his inventions and he's like above you. You have to like look over your head. There's Rick Moranis. And eventually what happens is he's like showing the shrink rate to the audience and he shrinks the audience, right? So then what we're looking at is real big. So we see a snake come out and it like hisses at us. It's like, ah! And I told you the thing I remember is the mice around the ankles. And I'll tell you, at the end of it, you go outside and they have a little play area where it's like the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what a time. Loved every second of this. If you want to check that out on YouTube, feel free.
Okay.
It's only 15 minutes long. Okay. Next. It felt like feature length, by the way. Like I remember watching that like in Disney and it felt feature length to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves is the next excuse for a Honey franchise film. Although when did Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the TV show premiere?
I don't know.
I probably should have looked that up, right?
Yeah. Is that between these? That's not a later thing?
I think it's around here. All right. So it premiered September 27th, 1997. And this film was released on video March 18th, 1997. So this was first. And then very quickly afterwards, they moved into television. So the original plan for Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves was going to be theatrical.
Yeah. Didn't work out.
Yeah. It was going to come out Christmas 1996. And they were going to give it a budget of 40.
Same time as Scream.
Yeah. It's going to get a budget of $40 million. Okay. What ends up happening is the script goes through some revisions. They're not as high on it as they thought they'd be. $40 million seems like a lot for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids sequel. And they get cold feet. Meanwhile, Return of the Jafar just came out. Return of the Jafar.
What?
The Aladdin one.
That's what it's called, Return of the Jafar?
Oh, maybe not maybe just Return of Jafar.
Okay, I think you're doing Return of the Jedi.
No. So Return of Jafar comes out and it's like massive. And then the other one, King of Thieves, whatever. And so they're like, how's this going to work? Maybe let's try a live action version of this. We'll make a live action movie on the cheap, try to sell it on video. And it worked on me. Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. It came out March 18th, 1997. It ended up having a $7 million budget. They slashed it from 40 to 7. So there was like a whole sequence where they were like trapped in a fish tank in the original script and they had to cut that out. There was apparently like a massive overflowing, exploding party like the one at the end of 16 Candles. And that turned into like 4 friends come over to hang out.
It's more like 7 or 8.
I guess. Well, yeah, once those boys show up.
Right.
Oh, teenage boys. All right, we've got our writers for this film, Carrie Kirkpatrick, Nell Scoville, and Joel Hodgson. Now, 2 of those names mean a lot to me.
Really? I only know one of them.
Which one?
I mean, I didn't know them until I looked them up, but one of them did The Little Vampire and Over the Hedge.
Yeah, I was going to bring him up because I just watched that documentary, The Zen Diaries of Gary Shandling.
Right.
And they interviewed this guy, Carrie Kirkpatrick.
Right, yeah, you said that.
Because he directed Over the Hedge.
Right.
Yeah. So I was able to picture him in my mind while I was watching this movie at a typewriter. And then another writer on this movie, Joel Hodgson, was the original human being on Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Wow, never seen it.
I mean, one of the all-time funniest shows / oh, you should watch the movie.
Might be on my list.
Yeah, that's worth checking out. That'll give you it'll tell you what the show is.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like the head writer and like the original star of that show. I couldn't believe he had his hand in this fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and it's directed
how about this?
Most insane of all, directed by cinematographer Dean Cundey. This is the only thing he's ever directed. Now, I say cinematographer, you're like, what has he really been?
The most famous shit ever.
The most famous movies ever made. He's the cinematographer of Halloween, Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, The Thing, Big Trouble in Little China, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Apollo 13. That's just off the dome.
You want to hear his real claims to fame?
Yeah, go for it.
The Flintstones, which we've covered.
We just covered, yeah.
Looney Tunes Back in Action, Garfield the Movie, Camp Rock, Jack and Jill. Did you say Roger Rabbit? He did Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, I said that.
He did all the Back to the
Roadhouse.
Future.
He did fucking Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did all 3 Back to the Future.
Halloween's 2 and 3 also. Hook. Did you say Hook?
I didn't say Hook. Yeah, Romancing the Stone.
This guy's like the most famous cinematographer
He's
ever.
like a top 5 cinematographer who has ever lived.
Yeah.
And here he is directing.
The only thing he ever directed, ever.
Ever. It's his only directing credit. He never even like directed some random episode of TV sometime.
He has an upcoming thing, but I don't know if that's like one of those things. That's
Sounds spurious to me.
Yeah. Who knows?
All right. So, Kund, he's our director. So it came out in March. I didn't buy it, but I definitely like rented it straight away. Like first weekend it was out, I'm like, all right, gotta get my ass to the Blockbuster.
Did you know that's the kid from Little Rascals? This is Alfalfa. This is his next project.
Yeah.
I gotta be there.
I wanted to see it just because it was a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but I'll tell you what, at the time, I would have known that actor's name, like if I had seen it in the opening credits, because his name is Bug Hall, and as a kid, it always fascinated me that his name was Bug.
Yeah, that would fascinate you, somebody.
Yeah. All right. Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
Yeah.
We fucking did it. So it's a pretty streamlined movie. Pretty much takes place at the Zolinsky household.
Yep.
We've got, no one's anywhere to be found. The son's out of the house. He must be like touring with Steve Vai or something. Then the daughter, she's probably like graduated from college. She doesn't even think about the Zelinskys anymore. This is like basically trauma to her.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Then Adam, he's still there. He's Bug Hall now. And I'll tell you what, they're trying to get him to go to fucking science camp the whole movie. And he's like, no, I want to go to baseball camp. And I'm like, you guys need to take a step back and learn that science has traumatized your entire family and that they all need to just do what they need to do to survive.
Who needs to do what they need to do to survive?
Anyone in the Zelensky family, the Zelensky's kids. I mean, this kid Adam, they're trying to push science on him.
They learned at the
science turned him into a monster. Well, last movie.
It is crazy how you have two kids and you parent them like through their whole life. Like they're adults now, right? I guess we're supposed to believe. And now you've got this other one, and you're still like don't understand it. Like you should let your kid like do what they want to do.
I'm telling you, this kid's gonna hate science. He didn't get vaxxed. Adam from this Adam Zelensky didn't get vaxxed during the pandemic. I got news for you. He's a proud boy.
I don't know about that.
I believe it.
You think Wayne Zelensky got vaxxed?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's big into science and shit.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, okay.
Might have worked on the vax.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. So that's the only kid that's around, but there's other kids.
He could have shrunk the coronavirus. That would have been really helpful.
Very good. They all right. So hanging around also is Rick Moranis' brother.
Oh my god. Okay, can I tell you? I hate this guy.
Whoa!
If I had to make a list of like my bottom 5 actors of all time, this guy would be on the list.
I barely know this guy. I only knew him. I recognized him from Arachnophobia.
Yeah, well, I didn't know him until this year, and I've been watching a whole bunch of movies. And so this year, I watched 2 films. The first film I saw him in, I was watching a little film called Fatal Attraction, all right? And Michael Douglas has got this friend in the movie, and it's this guy. And he sucks the entire movie. I was watching the movie, and I was like, this guy is terrible. He thinks he's like the main character of the whole movie. They like go to a dinner party or something. He sucks. And then I was watching Arachnophobia, and I was like, oh my god, this is the guy from Fatal Attraction, that guy that I hate. And then he sucks in that movie also. And then here, I was like, this is the guy I hate from those 2 movies. And then I hated him again. This guy sucks, is my point.
Hey, I got no beef with Stuart Pankin. He played the dad in Dinosaurs.
Did he really? That's
Yeah.
kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. So, I always thought he was related to Stuart Pankin, though, who's another actor, and I looked it up, and he's not.
Didn't you say that was his name?
Oh, I meant John Pankin. Sorry. He is Stuart Pankin. Yeah. All right. So, and his wife is played by Robin Bartlett, who's like Wayne Zelensky's in-law now. And she's an actor like you've seen in a bunch of shit.
Yeah, she's kind of good.
She always looks pretty Jewy to me.
Okay.
I can say that because I am. And she, whatever. Let's move on. So, they have kids hanging around the movie as well.
Right. And the moms are going on a vacation.
The moms are going on vacation together, right? So the littlest boy is an actor named Jake Richardson. I wasn't really familiar with him, but he does show up in Clerks 2. And I knew the part he played. He's like he buys drugs from Jay and Silent
about the other
Bob.
kids now?
Yeah, this little kid, the son.
The one who passes out.
Yeah, he's in Clerks 2. But
oh yeah, he's in a few Smith stuff. He was in like 4 Kevin Smith movies.
He always plays a dude buying drugs from Jay and Silent Bob.
Okay, all right.
But I think obviously the star of the kid cast of this film is the great Allison Mack.
I agree with you again, yeah.
Co-founder of the Nexium sex cult.
No.
Yes.
What? Why did I know this?
That's right, baby. She has had slaves and has been a slave to Mr. Keith Raniere, the Vanguard.
Wait. Who was the other lady? Wasn't there another woman?
Yeah. So Allison Mack is probably the biggest star that was involved in the.
How did I not know those?
In the Nexium sex cult, but then also there was this girl from Battlestar Galactica, and the girl who played Aunt Beru in Star Wars: Phantom Menace, or Revenge of the Sith, maybe Revenge of the Sith, and so they were all in the Nexium sex cult. But Allison Mack was like the number 2 person.
But who was one?
Keith Raniere.
No, really?
Yeah.
There was a woman. There was another woman.
Yeah, but she was like a figurehead, man. She didn't even really fully know what was going on in the sex cult part of Nexium. She was more about like the self-help shit. And like, I'm not saying she didn't like see weird things happen and let it go. She like deserves to be in prison like all of them. But All right, so yeah, here's Allison Mack in this movie
Yeah.
as a little girl, and the whole movie, I'm just watching her going like, I'm just picturing her like branding women and forcing them to be bulimic and
Oh, and she has like a whole thing in this movie where she's like, "You didn't ask me to kiss you before you kissed me. You have to ask for my consent next time."
yeah, there was one part in the movie where she had a line like, "I'm not your slave" or something, and I was like, "Oh,
No.
yeah.
No. I know what you're talking about. Those are the little kids. She's like, go get stuff for the party. My stuff for the party, and they're like, "We're not your slaves," or something like that.
Yeah, well, she's used to having slaves, so she just
Right.
barked out an order without thinking.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, so this is pre Smallville and pre Nexium sex cult, the DOS program.
Is there like a documentary I can watch about that?
You could watch an 8-part documentary called The Vow
Ugh,
on.
I'm not gonna watch that.
It's amazing. You got it. It's on HBO, and then it's currently in the middle of season 2.
All right.
Yeah, it's great. I love every character on the show except for Nippy. He could fuck himself. All right, let's get into it. They all shrink. Well, just the parents, I guess.
Yeah.
It's such a stupid plot, like how they get there. Like Wayne has this big teeth.
So stupid. So stupid.
And the wife wants him to throw it out.
I was thinking, like, when I saw that, I was like, was that a thing from the other movies? Why is that here? And I don't think so.
It's the kind of plot you see in movies usually where it's like a dude wants a man cave or something,
Right.
and a woman like doesn't want him to do that. But this is just like a giant tiki thing, like a big mask. It looks like Stonehenge or no, what are the Easter Island statues?
So whose side are you on?
I just don't understand anyone's feelings on this. I don't understand why they have the tiki in the first place. I don't understand why Wayne wants to keep it. I don't understand why she so vehemently wants to get rid of it if he's willing to put it in the attic.
This is like your home, and you have a giant, like, 8
So
foot...
put it in the attic.
Yeah. I think that's what she... No, I guess she wants like him to get rid of it.
Yeah, she wants him to get rid of it because when she comes back home and it's gone because they shrunk it, she's like, "Oh, he got rid of it. That's great."
I'm on
That's
her
what I
side.
wanted.
I'm on her side. Get that out of there. It looks terrible.
Yeah, you're just on her side because we got a big upgrade with the actress,
You're
Felicity's
right.
mom.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, Eve Gordon. That's the name of the actress.
Mm-hmm.
This is her number one known for on IMDb.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
This, The Circle, not the Netflix show, but the Tom Hanks movie.
Or the movie
Grudge
that you saw that I recommended you. Not that one either.
Yeah, just Circle.
Right.
Yeah, The Grudge 2 and The
Oh.
World According to Garp. What a career for the mom from Felicity.
Yeah.
All right.
You'd think that would be one of her most known.
Well,
the
she's not a
mom of
regular.
Felicity.
She's not a regular. She comes in for like a couple episodes every season. She's like a guided missile. She comes in, blows up Felicity's confidence, and leaves.
Oh man, okay.
Love it. Ah, Felicity. Recommend. That's a 5-star show, baby. All right. What do we do? You want to talk about the movie? What are some of your favorite parts?
He shrinks the little tiki, right?
Yeah.
The moms have
And
to come
in
back to
so
drop off
doing-
medicine.
Yeah, they shrink themselves too. Just Pankow and Moranis at first.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, the wives come back, the ladies of the house, and they get shrunk as well.
Yeah, and now we're off on our adventure.
Yeah. I actually did like... Which one is it with the couch? Is that the first one?
Yeah.
All right, never mind. So they're just really small. The tiki is really small too, and I like the moment where the mom's like, "Oh, fucking tiki! I see what happened."
Yeah, she's funny, I think.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It seems to me like they're in the house. The problem in the first one was they got taken out with the garbage, and they had to make their way back to the house. In this one, they're just in the house. It doesn't seem like it would be that difficult to get a hold of your kids.
There's a party going on. That's kind of loud.
There's a party going on. Yeah.
Right.
There's some great partying happening. Boys with floppy hairdos,
Yeah, you're
mushroom
right.
cuts galore. And and they're all having a great time playing Pogs. Here, I've got a slammer. They've got what do you do in the 90s? They're
You
trading
were around. I don't know.
trading Fleer Ultra cards. All right. I was a kid. I just remember kid shit from the 90s.
I was a baby.
Maybe you're going to a rave taking ecstasy. I think that was getting famous.
Really? What?
Yeah. Because there was every teen show in the 90s had an episode where somebody took ecstasy.
Maybe you take Viagra in one moment.
I don't think that's even a thing yet. Like another
yeah.
couple of years. Yeah.
Okay.
That blue pill. Give me that pill.
I have a line that I thought was weird. The little kid from the Kevin Smith movies, apparently, he says whenever they're like getting ready to leave for their trip and they're like, all right, you got to do this and this and this. And the kid is like,
Why don't you just put me in a plastic bubble? Why don't you?
he says, why don't you, at the beginning and at the end of the sentence. I thought that was interesting.
Why don't you put me in a bubble? Yeah, that is weird. And I'll tell you what, that's just foreshadowing because at the end of the movie, they all end up in bubbles.
That's a great point. I didn't even catch that.
Boom. So I'm excited for Wayne in this movie for one reason, and that's that Zelinsky Labs exists. He has left his corporate overlords from Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, and I bet you he got like a little bit of an injection from Lloyd Bridges of cash. Don't you think so?
Yeah, he was injected with all that cash.
All right, leave me alone. And so he runs it with Pankin, the fat brother. And the brother has always been a very organized guy, business-minded, whereas Zelinsky is obviously a mad genius.
Right.
Yeah. All right. What was your favorite big thing that's usually little in these movies?
My favorite big thing that's usually little has got to be, I mean, really, it all boils down to what my favorite thing is. And if I had to only pick one out of all the things that I liked, then I would say it's got to be the Hot Wheels.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You don't prefer that to the cockroach?
I don't care. I could not think of anything in the movie.
I was pretty grossed out by that cockroach.
Yeah, were you?
I didn't like when it touched the mom.
What about the spider?
Daddy Longlegs, right? I guess as a kid, I liked Daddy Longlegs. They were kind of cute. So like those didn't scare me as much.
Yeah. Well, they say they only eat bugs.
Yeah,
They don't harm anybody.
I guess that's true. I'll tell you one thing. I want to bring up Street Sharks.
What's that?
Street Sharks was a cartoon in the 90s. And it was about a bunch of sharks, but they were like a street gang.
Okay.
Okay? But they were like walking, talking sharks, but they were like a cool street gang.
All right, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Do they have
it
like
was called
mohawks or anything?
Probably one of them did.
Yeah, earrings.
Yeah. It's the Street Sharks. Maybe if you could find the Street Sharks theme song
Ooh, I'll do
and
that.
fit it into the episode somehow.
Yeah.
But I happen to notice in so many shots of this movie, Adam, the little baby, has tons of Street Sharks toys.
Yeah, didn't notice.
Like, I am convinced that someone working on this movie worked on Street Sharks.
Dean Cundy wasn't the cinematographer for any episodes.
It's a cartoon. I don't know who could it be. Like I was coming up with theories. Like maybe the production designer was married to one of the writers on Street Sharks.
Wow, that's possible.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems crazy. It's like in Buffy. When you watch Buffy, there are a million stickers for jam bands, and it's because there was some fucking nerd on the production design staff that just liked jam bands, so he put stickers for them everywhere.
It's like all the moon landing references and The Shining. Maybe they're trying to really tell us something.
You think one day we'll get a documentary about all the great
Yeah.
theories behind?
I hope so.
Honey,
Called
We
like
Shrunk
Tiki
Ourselves?
Man or something.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
right,
should we talk about the big thing?
What big thing?
Mila Kunis is in this movie.
Oh yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
So young. She's probably like 12 or 13 in this.
But then I looked it up, and this was only 1 year before that 70s show.
Yeah, because she lied about her age famously to get on that 70s show.
Yeah, she's like 14 in that show.
She was 14, yeah. And she was, I think they wanted to cast a 16-year-old at least, and she lied about her age.
Yeah.
And so then she was just like, and that's why now Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis have to lie that they weren't hooking up on the set of that 70s show because he was of age and she was 14.
Well, surely
they definitely
kiss in
they were
episodes.
definitely fucking the entire time they were making that show, from the time she was 14 on, and just admit it. You're together now.
But you can't.
I know you can't. Not in this day and age.
You can't ever say anything.
No. I mean, that's the thing. I always want to give a little more credit to couples that stay together. Like Woody Allen definitely molested his daughter, right? Definitely. Dylan Farrow, he molested her. We're not disputing that.
Okay.
But he also, people gave him a lot of shit for hooking up with his stepdaughter and marrying her, right? Sunyi Previn.
Yes.
And they're still together to this day.
Yeah, so what can you really say?
What can
Love
you
knows
really
no
say?
bounds.
I think so.
All right. Well,
I should have said that.
This is Mila's second movie.
What
Okay.
was her first?
Her first film, all right.
Ashton
is a-
Kutcher was her first.
That's true. That's true. Her first film is actually a Three Ninjas crossover with Hulk Hogan from High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Yeah.
And get this, Donna's dad from that 70s show.
Don
was
Stark.
was in her first film. So they were in the film together. It's called Santa with Muscles. I'm surprised you don't even know about this.
I know about it. I've not seen
Okay.
it. Maybe we should cover that for Christmas, maybe on the Patreon.
Yeah, okay. I'd be down to do that, honestly. That
I
would be
bet you
fun.
it's nominated for a Razzie. We'll do the Razzmatazz for Christmas.
Yeah, I'm sure we could fit that in.
Yeah. All right. I always want to watch more Hogan movies, and I think that's like the only one I've never seen.
All right, let's do it.
All right, great. See No Holds Barred, Suburban Commando, Mr. Nanny, all the greats. All right. So how do they get big sized again? How do they get their attention? Oh, don't they get in some onion dip?
They get in some onion dip at one point. They fall. Well, that's because they
it just looks like a vat of white paint.
Yeah. Oh, it is 100%. Just a bunch of white paint that they're in.
Yeah.
Or white paint substance. Maybe not paint. That'd be not good, probably. But they what is it? They do it on the speakers. They're like screaming at them through the speakers.
Oh, that's right. He rewires the speaker so that it's a megaphone, which I don't think is a thing that could happen. But
yeah, I thought the same.
you
But what do I
it's-
know?
Science is magic in these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shit works out okay. They figure it out.
Yeah. And there's one kid
nobody
that's passing
becomes a
out
sex slave
whole
by the end
movie.
of it.
No. Yep. You're right.
What were you saying?
That one kid's like passing out the whole movie. I thought that was kind of funny.
There's a little too much passing out in these movies.
Well, it's like a running joke with the mom.
Yeah, and it's fucking weird. Like every time anything happens in these movies, the mom passes out. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is she like narcoleptic?
It's just when the shrinking happens. Like when the baby comes in huge, she passes out. When she
Yeah.
gets shrunk, she passes out.
I feel like
Yeah.
if you are married to Wayne Zelinsky, you gotta be like a little tougher about that sort of thing, man.
It's only the second and third time it's happened.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it's years at this point.
Yeah. That's a good point. And then, at the end, they let the kid go to baseball camp, right? A happy ending.
Yeah, it is a happy ending. What do you give this movie?
Probably a 1.
I'm giving it the 2.
Why?
I don't believe I like the Honey I
Nexium sex
Shrunk.
cult.
I like the Honey I Shrunk the Kids movies. I don't think that they are a 1. I think that they're too good to reach 1 territory.
This isn't that good. Also, this movie's like an hour and 10 minutes long. This is a very short.
That's
film.
what I want, man. It's short as hell.
I'm not saying that's bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got Stuart Pankin. Any movie with Stuart Pankin.
Jesus
I guess I gave
Christ.
Arachnophobia 3.
So he's your LVP?
Yeah, he's my LVP. My MVP was going to be the sister. And
Well,
I'm
that's
still gonna
mine.
make
I'm
it the
sticking
sister.
with that. MVP Sex Cult McGee.
Yep. Second place, the mom. New mom.
Yeah, good call. I
But-
agree.
The sister exists, so it's got to be the sister.
And LVP is Pankin.
Yep.
I only said that again because I'm delaying. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, by the way, the other girl with the silver shirt that said whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
The first one that shows up, I think
Yeah,
so.
they had another friend to the girl who she was wearing like a silver shirt,
Yeah.
t-shirt that said whatever on it because it's the 90s. And she was Claire Danes' youngest sister from My So-Called Life.
Wow.
I just wanted to say that.
Wow.
Yep. Okay. But she's not my LVP. I guess I'll go with the mom, Bartlett, because I didn't mind Pankin that much.
I just really don't like him. Anytime he's not talking, he's like making faces and waiting to talk again. I really don't like him.
Ugh. All right. Well, that's Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. Then,
How do we rank these? 1, 2, 3?
yeah. Then a few months later, they made a TV show. And I watched the pilot episode. Now, the show takes place seemingly between the first and second films. Okay?
Yes. Okay, like Rogue One, kind of.
So that's where how like the ages line up, right? Like
Right.
the daughter's in this movie and she's like a senior in high school or something.
Wait, actually?
No, like she's played by some redhead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The pilot episode is called Honey, We've Been Swallowed by Grandpa.
Are they all like that?
Yep.
Oh, great. That's great.
Yep. Honey, we're stuck in the 70s. That's
Yeah, it's
another
like
one.
iCarly or Friends.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, the one where all right. Honey, we've been
Did you know
swallowed by
iCarly is always I or something?
I think I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There's only one way to name your show titles when you have iCarly, right?
Yeah.
You got to watch the
Definitely.
episode I Go to Japan. Great episode.
Fuck off. All right. So, can I talk about this?
Yes, go talk about it. Sorry.
All right. So it's between the first and second movies, and you know that because of the ages of the kids, and because at the beginning of this movie they're planning the move to LA.
Oh,
All right. So it fits right in.
yeah. Do we see the neighbors at all?
No, sadly we don't.
Aw.
Yeah.
She's
they
not
get
like
out of
bummed
town.
she's leaving her boyfriend or anything. That could have been good.
They don't talk about it at all. Yeah, like
Oh.
she seems excited to be moving.
Okay.
They must have broken up already. But so the cleverest thing I thought was that for the move, they shrunk all their luggage. So like it was an easy move, and then when
Yeah.
they got there, they put it in the place like where they wanted everything in the house, and
Yeah.
then made it big, and the house was all set up.
Great.
Pretty good.
They get set up in the first episode?
Yeah, it's all set up in the first episode. There's even a plot. They get shrunk and they get swallowed by their grandfather. They're like riding around the grandfather's body in this car.
What? Like
Yeah.
Osmosis Jones?
Yeah, it's a lot like this one episode of Magic School Bus.
Yeah, you're right about that. I saw
Yeah.
that show.
Me too. So the dad in this one,
I had the biggest crush on Miss Frizzle, I gotta say.
What?
I thought you were gonna agree with me.
What? That's crazy.
I thought you were gonna be like, me too, bro.
No, dude, she was just like a teacher.
I don't know, so what?
You're into that, man.
I was
That
into her.
that big head of hair.
Yeah, I liked her.
What else are you into? Carmen Sandiego?
Oh no.
All right, the dad in this, not Rick Moranis, it's Peter Scolari.
Okay.
All right, and he was obviously the other bosom buddy from
Oh.
Bosom Buddies with Tom Hanks. Yeah, everyone knows him from that. Tom Hanks gave him a lot of roles over the years. He's dead now.
Oh, how?
Cancer, sadly.
Mm.
It was rough a couple years back during the pandemic, I think, actually.
Mm.
The mom is played in this movie by Barbara Allen Woods, and she's probably best known for being a mom on One Tree Hill. But I know her as the mom of that hot girl, Natalie Allen Lind, I think.
I don't know her.
I mean, you've probably seen her around. She was on The Gifted, which was an X-Men TV show, and then she was on The Big Sky. That show on ABC. I watched every episode.
The Kerry Russell
Big
film?
Sky.
Oh no, that's Dark Skies.
Yeah, that's a good movie, dude.
I saw it.
Underrated. Dark Skies.
Who's the husband?
I don't remember. I've recommended that movie to people though, and they've come back to me saying it sucks.
Is it
So
Patrick
take that with a
Wilson?
grain of salt.
Okay.
It says, Josh Hamilton, that fucking guy. Yeah.
Oh, my second guess was the orphan dad. The dad
that
from
would have been a good.
Orphan.
That's exactly the kind of actor Josh Hamilton is. All right. I mean, that's it, man. The kids are pretty good. I do remember the daughter. Like, I think so the show was on the Disney Channel, and I didn't have the Disney Channel back then, so I wasn't able to watch the show on a regular basis. That's why I haven't seen every episode of this, which I would like to. But when I did see it, I remember thinking that the daughter was pretty cute. Her name was Hilary Tuck, and then the son is fucking Thomas Dekker, and he went on to some crazy shit because he played he was on Heroes, Logan,
Yeah.
and they wanted to make his character gay, and he quit the show rather than play a gay character.
Wow.
But then years later, he came out in real life as gay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think he just didn't want people to see him playing a gay guy so well and be like, oh my God, he's definitely gay, right?
You think he was worried about that, doing it too well?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's that kid.
Wow.
I mean, that's all I got. The show is really bad. Like, it's definitely less watchable than even Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. So
Really?
don't watch it.